Guys, thank you so much for the likes you left on the last videos. It's making all the difference. Again, I'm asking for a simple goal to help us, just 40 likes. This will motivate us to continue bringing you content and news about the future of Dragon Ball in 2026. So let's get to the video. Since a few months ago, Goku had earned the recognition of some universes, so he had managed to demonstrate in the Tournament of Force, being even an example of discipline for many children around the universes, being an idol for many. The Saiyan was aware of that, but he would never forget who he is and how he got to where he is now. So much work and effort, something very important. I see that you are a kind of celebrity in many universes, Goku. Many children who have seen the Tournament of Power want to be like you. Why don't you visit those children and give them a word to keep improving? The truth is, all this is very rare, since I do not consider myself an example, or much less. I only did what I had to do to save my universe. But I am glad that many children want to improve their skills to protect what they love most. Perhaps soon to visit the universes of the universes, mentioned the black hair with his characteristic smile. What are you talking about? I thought you had already finished your training. By the way, where is Vegeta? Could he not continue with the rhythm of training? It is not that, Mr. Beerus. Vegeta stayed on Earth since his daughter wanted to play a little with her father. And you, Goku, don't you plan to visit your family? I mean, you must also spend time with them and not just be training. I was just going to go to Earth, Mr. Beerus, said the Saiyan that with the teleportation he would leave, arriving at his house, spending the rest of the day with his wife and son. There is no doubt that Goku sooner or later, which I hope sooner rather than later, will get us in trouble again. Although we managed to win the Tournament of Power, but we don't know if next time we run with the same luck. Don't worry about that, Mr. Beerus. You know that those two Saiyans will do everything to get the victory. Remember that emotion runs through the fights in your blood. I also remind you that thanks to those two, Zeno has been very good with everyone since the tournament. In that you are right, Lewis, but even so, I don't want to have problems and have to fight for survival. And then what is he going to do? I don't think he dares to end those two, since in some future the great king of everything, he happens to make another tournament. Also, Zeno considers Goku as his best friend. If he finds out that you were the one who finished him, they will have no chance of getting out alive. I know that, but I have to do something so that Goku doesn't get us in trouble, but I'll think about something. For now, I just want to rest now that those two are not here on my planet. A couple of days would pass in which Goku and Vegeta were in Capsule Corporation, talking about the things they had lived all these years. How weird, said the black hair, or something serious but exciting. What do you mean, insect, that I am stronger than you? It is not that most of our enemies have become our allies. Frieza, although he says in comments that he is still a villain, he helped us in the Tournament of Power. You changed a lot for Bulma. Majin Buu became a very good friend of Mr. Satan, and against everyone we had problems, but here they are. In that you are right, Kakarot, but remember that we have not yet finished the fight we started many years ago. Sooner or later I will come to terms with you, mentioned the prince with a slight smile. What do you think if we make an effort more to increase our powers and have a good fight? Whoever wins will be the strongest Saiyan of the two of us. Do not say nonsense, Kakarot. Everyone knows that I am the strongest Saiyan, and possibly of Missy Gavrilee, so do not get too excited. Come on, let's go with Mr. Lewis, who should surely be waiting for us. Thus, the Saiyans would prepare to set off to the planet of the destructive god. On the other hand, Zeno was with Grand Priest together with a subject with a humanoid appearance. So, Beerus, what did you think of your exploration of the universes? It was as fun as I mentioned, right? The truth has been quite fun. I have been able to see the evolution of some species, and the nature of some planets is extremely extraordinary. I did not think to see something like that since you offered me help on my planet almost destroyed. Thanks for all the help, Mr. Grand Priest, Mr. Zeno. You should not thank me at all, Beerus. Just as we gave life, I think that from time to time we must see for others. You are also a good boy, and your race has always been very kind to everyone. It is the least I could do at that time. Hey, Grand Priest, by chance could you go for Goku? From the Power Tournament, I wanted to introduce him to the universes. Since his name has been noticed in many universes, I think it is fair that I show who he is. Agreed, sir. I will return in a moment, marching the Grand Priest by the Saiyan. Goku, who is that guy, Mr. King of Everything? On my journey, I never hear his name. Is he a subject who is going to ascend to the title of Destructive God? Not at all. He is a mortal with great skills, with saying that he was able to overcome the power of the gods using the Ultra Instinct. And that is well known by everyone that it is very difficult to use that state, even for the gods. Wow, then he must be someone very powerful. I wanted to meet him, said the excited boy to know that it was someone strong. When the Saiyans were about to leave, Grand Priest would interrupt, saying to Goku what Zeno had ordered, taking Dai to Vegeta with Whis, taking Goku to the royal palace. Hello, Zeno. Do you want to play or something like that? Not at all, Goku. I want to do a little ceremony to introduce you as one of the warriors that stood out the most in the Tournament of Strength. I don't know if you had found out, but many people want to know a little more about you. How was it possible that someone who does not have the powers of a god was able to reach such a level? Addition to that, I want you to meet Beerus. He is a pretty strong guy too, but he was exploring life around all the universes. About the first thing Sen-chan says, Mr. Whis had already told me, but it is very rare for me to have the recognition of so many people. I would not know what to say in front of so many people, said the nervous Saiyan.
You should not be nervous, Son Goku. You are someone who has shown to have the necessary capabilities even to ascend to the destructive god. But I know that ending lives when necessary is not your thing. A pleasure to meet you, Son Goku. Recently, Zeno told me something about you, and it shows that you are a very friendly guy. You should try it. Maybe you become an icon among the children. Agree, Sen-chan. I will accept, but only for the children who have the illusion of knowing who I am. But I don't want to be a kind of destructive god or anything like that. I want to continue having my life with my friends and family. Of course, Goku. We will simply recognize you as one of the best warriors of Universe 7. So, Zeno would quickly make a call to the gods of each universe, reaching the moment of the call of the King of Everything, putting the event in each universe, observing everything that was happening. The children, seeing the Saiyan, were fascinated to see a great warrior, wishing someday to meet his greatest idol. Having a short ceremony trying to understand that if any universe needed urgent help, Goku to any other warrior would be willing to help him, encouraging many children warriors to want to follow the steps of the Saiyan. After that little ceremony, the Saiyan replied goodbye to the deities and Melius, going to the planet of the destructive god where Whis and Vegeta would be waiting for him, surprised by what they had just seen. So, always if you dared to show who you are, Goku, the new hero of Universe 7. I'm proud of you, Goku. I know this is just the beginning of something exciting. Thank you very much, Mr. Whis, and all this I owe it to you, since without your training none of this could be possible. And I want to continue training so that when an enemy arrives, not have problems and defeat it as soon as possible. When to everyone's surprise, Beerus would face Goku. I think you have not understood the situation of all this, true Goku? Do you want to draw attention being recognized by all the other universes, wanting to show that you are better than others? I never said that, Mr. Beerus. I have never wanted to show anyone that I am better. The only one I have to show advances is myself. I don't know where you're getting all that. Goku answered confused. Do not play dumb with me. You know the danger that is. All the people in each universe now identify you. You think they will not come looking for you and consequently come to Universe 7, where someone for pure fun could destroy the planets? If someone from another universe destroys a planet of a neighboring universe, a war between universes could break out, and all because you wanted to draw attention. I did not know it could be so complicated to just receive that little recognition. I did not want to be a nuisance, Mr. Beerus. Your naivety and innocence have become a great latent threat to our universe. Tell me some reason not to end you once and for all, said Beerus, putting his hand in the direction of Goku as if he were going to destroy him with a Hakai. When in that, Whis with a quick movement would leave the god of destruction out of combat. What was that? Why did Mr. Beerus behave that way? The prince asked. Let's say that Mr. Beerus always had a frustrated dream of wanting to be someone recognized by all universes. It was a bit of envy, but I know it will pass. Don't worry about that, Goku. Deep down, he loves you. The truth is that I was a little scared. I would not want to have problems with Mr. Beerus. For now, go to Earth and think about how you could be a better person and be able to teach all those children. After all, if you could be an example to follow, don't you think so too, Vegeta? I don't want to know anything. Kakarot was named as the strongest warrior. I think it was just because he was a friend of Zeno, since everyone knows that I am the strongest being in Universe 7. So the Saiyan would go to Earth telling Chi-Chi and Goten, since they were the ones who were at home. The next day, Goku would receive a message from Grand Priest, using the button that Zeno had given him, going instantly to the palace. What happens, Zeno? Tell me as soon as possible. Mr. Melius wants to have a battle against you. He told us that he saw that you are a strong warrior, but you are not a rival for him. If it's a fight, I'm not going to keep my arms crossed. I can't say anything about him since I've never seen him in my life, besides that he doesn't look that powerful, said the Saiyan, posing for a fight. Since I was told about you, I was very curious to know how strong you are. I hope it was not a lack of respect, said the subject in the same way, posing for a fight. Attention, people of each universe. They are about to watch the fight between Goku and Melius, two great adversaries. Support their favorite, said Zeno, putting the fight live in each universe.
Besides, people will see us live, so I shouldn't be ridiculous. I'm sorry to have to do this, Goku, but I would also like to be recognized by everyone. The winner will take the support of the people. What do you think? I think it's a fair deal. I feel very confident. Well, gentlemen, without more to say, start at once. This will be very fun. Let's see what you are made of. Many people around the universes were shouting the name of the Saiyan, since after everything he did in the power tournament, he had won the support of many people, supporting their favorite in the confrontation that he was about to have against Melius. Well, guys, all the universes are watching you, so give a great fight, said Zeno, excited to see a fight between his best friend and a great subject. Remember that it is not allowed to commit attacks that put the life of the opponent at risk. The first to surrender or faint will be the loser. If all the people are watching us, it will be a little easier for them to see my great skills, said the Saiyan, posing for a fight. Don't trust yourself so much. I think you don't know much about me, but let's say I'm a kind of star among the people, said the Saiyan in an arrogant tone. The winner will take the support of the people, or are you afraid that he will beat you? Not at all. I'm ready to have our confrontation. Since Zeno said it was a fight, I couldn't say no. It's also time to show everything I have learned since the power tournament.
So fight with everything you have or you will be ridiculed by your people, said Melius, disappearing from the sight of Goku facing him, giving a strong punch to Goku, who would barely cover himself, but would still fly towards some rocks. Without wasting time, the guy with his speed would get on top of Goku, throwing ki blasts, making a big explosion, leaving all the people who were being surprised since they did not expect that boy to be so powerful. Zeno, I think I should heal Goku. I spend a little with my strength. I think all that time I was investigating, I lost a little control, said Melius, confident that he had given up the confrontation. Are you sure everything is over? Mentioned the great priest, making Melius turn to see the place where Goku was, seeing that he was gone. The black Peli would come out of nowhere in front of Melius, giving him a strong punch, taking him flying through the skies, and then appear behind him, giving him a powerful kick, falling at full speed, Melius. When people see that, they would scream euphoric, supporting the Saiyan with everything. Listening to that, Melius, getting up quickly, expel a little more of his powers, surpassing Goku in his current state. Wow, you really have quite a surprising power. I guess I can't afford to continue in my base state, said Goku, transforming into Super Saiyan Blue to be more equipped in his strength. I thought that by releasing a little of my power you would be afraid. I must admit that you have a great fighting spirit, or you are just a fool. Come on, I don't want to hurt you. Huh, you didn't know. When I have to fight, I don't back down, even if the enemy surpasses my powers, so you will have to defeat me, mentioned Goku with a smile. Launching Goku, hitting him a blow in the face, but to the surprise of the Saiyan, Melius would not be immune at all, returning the blow to Goku, sending him over the skies. It seems that it will not be such a simple fight. Well, let's see what I can do. Launching again, starting to throw energy spheres to his rival, but he would block them easily, distracting himself with that. For Goku, with the help of teleportation, would be behind Melius, throwing him a fist which would stop him from the last second, for both with the other fist make a great clash, making an expansive wave in place, starting a great exchange of blows at full speed, which very few people could keep up with the rhythm of their movements. It was fun while it lasted, but it's time to end this fight, said Melius, throwing himself against Goku, using a large part of his strength in that punch, making a full impact against Goku,
However, Goku would have used the Ultra Instinct signal, being superior to Melius, being surprised since he did not expect Goku to dominate 100% that state of the gods, taking Goku the hand of his rival, which in less than a blink would leave him breathless, falling on his knees, spitting a little blood. People to see Goku with the signal would go crazy supporting the Saiyan as never before. Grand Priest without prior notice would end the confrontation, since he knew that Melius was not going to be a rival for the Saiyan in that state, knowing the calculations of his powers. "What are you doing, Mr. Grand Priest? I can still keep fighting. Don't you know how strong I am?" said Melius, angry for interrupting his fight. "Melius, although you use all your powers, I doubt that you are able to beat a state that not even the gods are able to access. But don't worry about that. If you keep training, you may one day also be able to reach that power." Goku would return to normal, approaching the boy, extending his hand to help him get up, but Melius, angry, would take it away since he did not want to know anything about Goku. The humanoid would see the screens, listening to Goku's name repeated on several occasions, realizing that Goku in what lasted the confrontation was the favorite, getting even more angry with Goku. "Hey, you were also supported by people. You shouldn't feel bad about this. The fight was fun, don't you think?" said Goku with a smile to break the ice. "Sure, it's fun when you win. Look, all those people are supporting you and they look at me like the weak. For now, it will be better for me to return to do my activities," said Melius, leaving without saying anything else. "Wait a moment, is not what you think," said Goku, trying to stop Melius. "Don't worry, Goku, it's going to happen. It's just that Melius for a few years had been doing things since he wanted to be someone very important, since his people suffered a lot many years ago. He improved everything he could for one day be recognized by the other universes. I know he will understand things and everything will be fine. I hope so. I didn't want to be rude to him or anything like that. Anyway, I guess it was all, no?" Thus, the Saiyan added goodbye to Maeda and Shinken, returning to Earth with his family and friends, telling him how the event was. Meanwhile, somewhere, Melius was sitting watching out of nowhere, thinking and remembering everything that happened against Goku, that all the people of the multiverses, instead of seeing him as someone strong, it was someone who Goku easily defeated. Remembering how the Saiyan was supported at all times, and the no, something that for a long time he wanted, and now, after that fight, possibly nobody would take him into account. No, why am I thinking this? It was a great fight, and many people saw my potential. I should be happy since after so many people could see me. But no. But Goku knew that I wanted to be something known, my biggest dream, and it couldn't be something I didn't know. If I won the fight, I was going to have everyone's recognition, but Goku didn't want to, and did everything possible to make me ridiculous in front of people. I must end the quest, whatever it takes for me to have the way free, and that everyone knows who I am. But I'm not a murderer either. Although it would be a crime not to finish what I started. I have a great opportunity in my hand and I can't waste it. I have something special that I keep for a long time for something very urgent. I guess it's time to use it. Now I just have to look for Goku and make him fall into my game. On the other hand, Beerus would have seen Goku's fight, being surprised by all the support he had from the people. Look, nothing else. Goku really beat all that audience. I think I should apologize to him since I was very aggressive with him, but he also looked for him bragging all this. I remind you, Mr. Beerus, that Goku never said anything about that support from people. You just get angry because Goku achieved what you tried a few times and couldn't get it, said Whis, laughing. Don't laugh at me. People don't know how to value what I did for this universe. Besides, if I had been a celebrity, my planet would be infested with more people. With those 2 hollow heads, I have more than enough. Who shot that Kakarot was going to be so known by so many people? Although that is better for me, since he is going to be distracted from training, and that's where I have to take advantage of that insect. Then I will make fun of the people, said Vegeta, following his training. A few hours would pass in which Goku would have gone to some mountains, since he wanted to meditate a little and wanted absolute silence, going to a place where he felt quite calm, interrupting his meditation Melius.
What a surprise to have Beerus here on Earth, by the way, about what happened in the palace of Zeno. Wait a minute, Goku. I'm not here to argue about what happened. To tell the truth, I came to apologize to you since, thinking about it with a cold head, I behaved like a fool, and I wanted to give you this as a sign of apology. Taking out the boy a drink that looks strange. What is this? I had never seen something like this. I wonder, Strange, the Black Pelly. It is a special drink from my town. It is quite known by many universes. I would like him to drink it and give me his opinions. To which Goku, without thinking, would drink said drink. But something would not be good since the Saiyan would begin to feel strange, beginning to feel his body very heavy. Hey, Beerus, what you gave me, did I have something, because I do not feel very well? Goku would be saying, closing his eyes little by little. It was easier than I thought. I'm sorry, Goku, that I cannot allow you to have made me ridiculous in front of the universes, before my planet. I promised them that I would help my people, and if I have to get you out of the way, I will. Taking out a small button that when pressed would open a door, taking Goku to throw him into what seemed another dimension. Thanks to the old man on my planet who gave me that door. The truth is that I don't even know what is behind that door, but I hope I cannot get out of that place. I have to hurry and leave here or before someone sees me, said Beerus, to then destroy the entrance, disappearing Goku's key in the place, leaving quickly the subject without leaving any trace. The Saiyan would fall for what would seem to be a great abyss, fainting as said place would exert great pressure on his whole body, falling unconscious. After a few minutes, the Saiyan would regain consciousness, standing up remembering that Beerus was the one who set him up by putting him in that place. Damn, I did not expect that boy to do this to me, but why? I really was very upset about what happened in our fight, but what place is this? Goku would wonder, wanting to see something, but the place was in great darkness, using the Super Saiyan to illuminate the place, reaching to see a small light in the distance, going to see if he could know what that place was. Upon reaching the light, he would reach a rather strange place for Goku, since he had never been there before, observing that he was in a kind of training field, but at the same time a space of tranquility. How strange! Despite being a training area, there is too much tranquility here. I guess this has something to do with the Beerus race, but why leave me here locked up? There must be a way to get out of this place, looking around Goku somehow to get out, but I would not find anything. It cannot be. Perhaps it will be a kind of room of time as on Earth. If so, there must be a time limit, and when I get to 0, a door will open. But how long will I be here? I do not know how time passes on that planet. I cannot be a long time. Something does not give me a good thorn with Beerus. If he got like that just for not having the recognition of people, he may try to end the people who did not support him. I must get out of here, Goku said, transforming into Super Saiyan Blue, increasing his powers to open a portal and leave that dimension. But surprisingly, Goku would return to normality, feeling like a part of his energy would be lost. What? What was that? It's as if my energy has been spent during a fight. I cannot use the power of a god. I must be careful and not waste energy in vain. But how will I get out of here? I hope that Beerus does not do any nonsense. Ha ha ha! Now that Goku left this place, I can be myself, and that people respect me as the being that I am. Everyone will respect me. I will go to the universes and ask them to give me their energy, and whoever dares to deny it, I will finish him. I will be the only subject to be respected. Soon everyone will know who Beerus is. Now that Goku is already out of this game, now I can show myself to people, and they will know that Goku is not the only subject with great powers. Taishin-kan despised me in front of many people, and I will not let that happen. That's why I need to increase my powers so that they never see me as someone weak, he said, Beerus going to other universes to see what he could learn from other warriors. Well, if I'm in a kind of time room like on Earth, I guess there will be a time limit, but I can't wait all that time either since I do not know what that Beerus will do. If I don't get out of here, many people could be in danger. Besides, this place is very quiet to be a training area, Saiyan said, looking around him, trying the way out. He tried to increase his powers to open a portal, but he would feel like his powers diminished, so he would spend a few hours on Earth time, but Goku would feel that months would pass, even years, beginning to have thoughts not according to what he thought from the beginning, remembering Beerus's words that he did not deserve to have all that recognition, in fact, starting the place to disturb him by changing the memories to some more malleable, not only of the god of destruction, but also of his friends and family, who was no subject to follow as an example, since the only thing that caused was chaos and destruction. And all that would happen since that place, despite being a training area, being there for a long time, and even more if it was just the place, little by little it took over your mind by changing the good memories for some bad ones, not realizing the individual until he fell into a state of madness, which would be almost impossible to get out of. So why do I have these powers, if the only thing is to end the life of the innocent? What do you think, Goku? Why do you think you make so much effort to become stronger? I thought you did it for good deeds, he said, a presence that had presented itself to the Saiyan. I do not even know what to think anymore. Everyone is against me, and I don't want to keep hurting more people. I have no idea what to do, Goku would be saying, since many of his memories were becoming distorted. In what is not having an identity, it annihilates the soul and gives a lot of uncertainty. It suffocates a lot.
So what should I do? I questioned the Saiyan. You must focus on what you want. You must find out who he is or what is stopping you. You must make him understand that you don't want the same as him. You must be sure of what you really want. Listen, maybe you shouldn't be that warrior that everyone admires, and that's why you have those thoughts that haunt you. You can choose, Goku. I can choose, right? Goku mentioned in a serious tone, having heard the words of that presence, staying looking at a fixed point. When in the most recondite of the subconscious of the Saiyan, the figure of his master, Whis, would be present. Everything you've been thinking about, Goku, makes me sad. You don't understand, Mr. Whis. I don't want to be a problem for the other universes, nor for mine, nor for my family. You know I understand, but you still don't understand the sense of responsibility. You don't know what I feel inside, Mr. Whis. So many things go through my head. So many times we talked about honesty, justice. Many times I told you that you would have the courage to make all those dreams when you told me that you were going to be someone important to your children and the children of the universes. Or did you forget it? I can't make those dreams anymore. I want a normal and quiet life. You have been given a gift, Goku, a great power. It carries a great responsibility. Please, boy, give me your hand, said that figure that was in front of the Saiyan. Goku would stay watching but would not make any movement. I'm sorry, Mr. Whis, but I'm just Son Goku. I don't want to be a warrior again or anything that puts anyone else at risk. No more. The figure of the teacher fading, leaving Goku in total silence, when in that, a portal would open in front of him, leaving that strange room, returning to Earth, right where Beerus had thrown him. What? So you managed to get out of that place? Goku said, not remembering much of what had happened in there, as if he had never been. What I do remember is that,
What Mr. Beerus said is true. I shouldn't be that person that everyone aspires to be. The best thing will be to go with the little Sen and Grand Priest and tell them that I will no longer be but that person they were waiting for. I just want to live a quiet life with my family. Taking out the button and arriving immediately with Sen Osama, explaining everything, being very surprised the king of everything, marching Goku to Earth. The news would not take long to spread among all the universes, being all surprised since they did not expect Goku to leave like that without more, not knowing the reasons why he had retired as a warrior. While the news was still spreading, Marius would realize, smiling since he did not know exactly what had happened inside the room, but something had happened. I don't know how hell he was able to get out, but whatever it is, I think it worked, since if what they say is true, he will never fight again. Without him on the way, I will be the only recognized warrior, Marius mentioned, observing the whole panorama. Days would pass on Earth in which some Malians had escaped from prison. The Z-warriors were in their business and could not give him so much attention, since after all the police was there to take care of them. But they had better equipment than the army itself, having quite a few difficulties. Goku would be watching all that on the news, but he would not do anything, just changing channels. "What's going on, Goku? Why did you change the news? Wasn't there anything interesting?" I asked Chi-Chi, since she was not paying attention to the TV. "That's not it, Chi-Chi. It's just that I want to go out for a bit to get some fresh air. In fact, I'm going to the city center in case you're offered something," replied the Black Pelly, avoiding the subject, grabbing towards the capital. The Saiyan would meet with the Malians he had seen on the news, but he would notice something strange. A presence with a greater power than a human seemed to be the leader of that group of Malians, following them to stop them since he did not want them to continue doing more damage to the city, in addition to having taken hostage the daughter of the mayor of the city. "Stop once and for all. Are you not realizing everything you are doing?" said the serious Saiyan. "What are you going to do, boy? You don't know who you're messing with. I'm one of the most powerful subjects in the city, so you know how much money we can ask for the girl. If you help us, we can give you a share, but if not, you can lose your life, so don't bother." The Saiyan would try to hit the car, but to his surprise, he would have no strength, and even getting quite tired of flying, hitting the driver who would make him stop. "You are a nuisance, son. I guess I'll have to end your life right now," said the subject, posing for a fight, showing that he was a great martial arts fighter. "What is happening to me? Why do I feel so different? It's like I don't have my powers," said the Saiyan, putting himself on guard, but he could not use his strength completely for not saying anything. The subject would run at full speed towards Goku, giving him a strong punch in the face that would send him to the ground, giving him a lot of that blow, not knowing why he had lost his strength and resistance, as if he were an ordinary human being. Being taken by Goku by the leg, being crashed against a wall, shouting at him standing, since he could not read his movements. Proceeding the subject to give a lot of blows to Goku, since he had gotten into the affairs of the bad guys, not being able to do anything. Interfering the little one facing Goku so that they would not continue to hurt him. "What are you doing here? Run to a safe place," said Goku, somewhat hurt. "Not at all. You are doing everything possible to save me, so the least I can do is the same for you. You will make me cry with such tenderness, but we don't want to hurt you, girl, so move once and for all," pushing the little girl a little away. "Damn it, you are a bastard. How you dare to hurt a little defenseless girl," shouted Goku, standing up, getting quite angry for what he had seen. "So, you still have energy to stand up? I must admit that you are a great fighter. You should not make me angry. Now you will pay very dearly," mentioned Goku, disappearing from the sight of the bad guy, getting in front of him, giving him a strong punch in the jaw that would leave him out of combat. The other helpers, seeing that their boss was defeated, would be defeated since someone was able to defeat the most dangerous subject in that city. Goku would stay for the police to arrive, arresting all those involved. The girl would have been safe, returning with her family, thanking Saiyan and giving him a reward for leaving the mayor's daughter out of danger. Goku would be taking a little break while they were healing some wounds, reaching to listen to the police that 2 people had lost their lives while those subjects were causing terror throughout the city. Staying very serious Goku, since he knew that if he had had his powers, none of that would have happened. While the Saiyan analyzed all that, in the other universes, many villains, upon learning that the Saiyan or Goku had withdrawn from the fights, starting a rebellion to cause damage in their respective universes, since for a long time the so-called heroes had them very badly seen. But now, without him, they could do whatever, increasing the crime rate in each universe to statistics never seen before. People questioned for Goku but would not have answers. When in one of so many universes, Beerus would come to help them. Listen everyone, your new savior warrior has arrived to finish off all these people, said Beerus, killing the villains who were wreaking havoc in the city, impacting people, since although he finished off the bad guys, they did not expect him to be that way, ending their lives, since that was not from a correct person, fearing Beerus, rejecting him as his protector, being afraid, making Beerus angry. All of you are stupid. I just saved you from being annihilated, and now it turns out that you are afraid of me? You are fools. But if it had been Goku, what would he have done? Understand that he abandoned you because he is not interested. I still worry about you, and this is how you pay me? Shouting Beerus, destroying much of the city on that planet, taking some innocent lives along the way. What? No, it can't be. I'm sorry, said the subject, since for a moment he had lost control, leaving that planet as soon as possible so that no one else would see it. As expected, the news would not be expected, making them know both Zeno-sama and Grand Priest, being surprised since they did not know who it was, going to look for Goku, since as he was the figure of warrior in all universes, he was the perfect subject to defeat whoever was threatening all the innocents. Goku, after having gone through that incident, would decide to go with a person who had always supported him, in addition to the fact that that person had always been with him in the good and in the bad, being his best friend, Bulma. What a surprise, Goku! What are you doing here? Don't tell me you're hungry, said Bulma, not knowing what had happened. The Saiyan would tell him what had happened, understanding the situation and putting himself in the place of the Saiyan, the warrior that all the children of the universes admire, recognize a hero just by seeing him. There are not many like you in the other universes. Saving all people no matter what, all those little ones need a hero, brave people to sacrifice, putting the example to everyone. Everyone loves a hero. They are formed to see them, acclaim them, shout their name. And over the years, they tell how they endured hours of rain just to see who taught them to resist one more second. It seems to me that you are that great hero. You have earned it for everything you have done. And that gives us strength, makes us noble, keeps us honest. And in the end, it allows us to die with pride, although sometimes we have to be firm and give up what we love most, even until our dreams. All those little ones wonder where Goku is. They need you. Goku would not say a single word, since everything Bulma said made him come in right, just putting a little smile on his face while little tears sprang from his eyes. Thank you very much for everything, Bulma. I knew you were the best person to encourage me, said the Saiyan, giving a hug to his friend, going from place to the mountains. Now, I will focus on what I want most. I will be that warrior, and I will take care of everyone. After the Saiyan had saved the mayor's daughter, but hearing that some people had lost their lives in the accident by the Malachors, he would have spoken to Bulma, who would tell him some very emotional words that would make him come in right, knowing what Goku and Del had to do because he trained day after day, not only for his friends and family, but also to protect the most helpless, since after all, for his great effort, many people would admire him, and he could not teach all those little children bad values. "I will focus on what I want most," said Goku, who was alone in some mountains, since he had opened his eyes and wanted to return to having his powers as before. The Saiyan would squeeze his fists, starting to concentrate all his ki, and then scream to transform into Super Saiyan, feeling like his power was returning for a while. "I'm back! I'm back!" he would scream, seeing how his powers would have apparently returned, but after a couple of seconds, he would fall to the ground quite tired, losing all that energy. "Damn, I thought I had regained my powers, but I think it was not like that. I must find a way to find myself and know why I cannot get them back," mentioned in his thoughts the Black Peli, going home to rest a little. While that was happening, Zeno and Grand Priest were talking about everything that was happening in some universes, who had started a rebellion against the egoists themselves. "What will we do, King of Everything? Since the news that Goku withdrew from the fights, the crime increased considerably. Does he want me to personally take care of those little problems?" "Not at all, Grand Priest. I know something had to happen for Goku to make that decision. Something tells me that he is going to return alone. They must endure a little more the other universes," said Zeno, something serious and thoughtful. "But sir, do you think the universes support a little more? In addition, I got some rumors that the leader of said rebellions is Beerus. If so, we must be attentive. I remember that he was investigating techniques and weaknesses throughout all the universes." "It doesn't matter. If everything goes well with the dragon super spheres, we can bring everything back to normal. Remember that SAS is always under the sleeve. Even if it is very cold to win sometimes, we have to leave lives on the way." Returning to Earth, the next day, the Saiyan had gone with the mayor for his reward, knowing in all the news like the hero who saved the mayor's daughter, arriving many children since they also wanted to be like him, having a large crowd around, until out of nowhere, Goku would begin to feel strange, as if something were to happen.
"Something happens, Goku. I notice something worried," the mayor asked him, when out of nowhere, an energy sphere was directed directly towards them, reacting to the instant Goku who, with his speed, would manage to put all people out of danger, impacting said energy sphere on the ground, doing considerable damage. All the people present, seeing that, would run away since their lives were in danger, leaving as soon as possible. Wow, even with your low powers you are still very loved by the people, Goku," said Beerus with a hypocritical smile, since it hurt him that even in that state the Saiyan was still better. "Tell me, why are you doing that? And why did you leave me locked in that room? I thought you were a good person." "That you have not understood. You caused all this. If you had not accepted to be a hero for all universes, I would not have opted for these actions, since I was going to be said character. That's why I have come to challenge you to a hard fight, only you and I. The winner will be the creator of everything in the universe, and the loser will be exiled from all universes." "Why are you so obsessed with being someone important to the universes? If you were more kind to the people who loved you for who you are, with that attitude they will never accept you." Out of nowhere, Beerus would stand in front of Goku, taking him by the neck. "Will you accept the confrontation or not? It depends on you that all these innocent children survive. If you do not accept them, I will gut them alive.
said the enemy, teaching Goku to many children who were locked up as criminals in many universes, putting their lives at risk. You are a bastard! Also, even if I wanted to fight, I do not have my powers since that room where you left me, I took them away. I do not care how you have to do it, but if you do not arrive at the place in an hour, by the way, the place will be where we fought the last time, so that everyone can see how I gut you. If you dare to hurt all those children or any innocent person, what will you do? I do not think you will defeat me because you do not even have the strength to free yourself at this moment, Beerus mentioned, to then throw Goku against a building, falling all the rubble on top. The enemy, without thinking, would go to the place where the fight would take place, leaving the people present terrified, making a search to help Goku, who was among the rubble. Out of nowhere, the Saiyan would get up in a very abrupt way, with an angry face, since he could not stop thinking about all the bad that Beerus could do with all those innocent people. When something strange would happen, he would begin to feel the presence of many strong subjects around him. In addition to that, he could feel the energy of his friends, which he had stopped doing for a few days. Clenching his fists, since he knew that his powers had returned again, showing a serious face, being ready for combat. While Goku was preparing, we see how Beerus, Vegeta, and Whis were taking a break and chatting about the issue of Goku. Well, we still don't know anything about what Goku is thinking. We don't know if he will return to fight because, from what my father told me, Beerus is making a big fuss in the other universes. You know what happens to Goku, Vegeta? The truth is, I have no idea what happens to Kakarot. It seems strange to me that he made that decision. It is my fault. I said things that I should never have said. It was a moment of courage that I could not take for being so selfish, listening to Goku. He was the warrior to end this debate. He mentioned the angel to make the destructive god angry, but in a sarcastic tone. Yes, Goku was a great hero, and no, I realized, I would be saying Beerus, when for the surprise of Whis and Vegeta, Goku would have arrived only for a seed of the hermit, since he had left them in charge of Whis. However, Beerus would not even have seen him, but he would see that one of his favorite desserts had disappeared. He is a thief. He stole my dessert. He is a threat to my food. I want everyone to know that Goku steals food. I want Goku to pay me what he took from me. He screamed, Beerus, upset because his food had been stolen, but deep down he was happy since Goku had returned. Whis would send the message to Zeno and Bai Shintan that the warrior Goku had returned and was willing to fight against Beerus. Quickly, the king of everything would send the message to all the universes that they did not have to worry since Goku had returned to finish what he started. Goku would face Beerus, who was waiting for him sitting on some rocks, seeing that the Saiyan that there were some screens that were transmitting the fight, since Beerus wanted to finish Goku as soon as possible. Where are those defenseless children? Also, why are you showing all this to people? Don't worry, they are very well. And about this, I just want people to see that you are nothing more than a talker and you do not have the necessary skills to be their protector. Goku would not think twice about it, transforming into Super Saiyan Blue and going with everything to end this fight as soon as possible, starting an exchange of blows between the two titans, not leaving any, giving a good fight, being supported by Goku by all the universes, since Beerus had earned all the contempt for all the bad actions he carried out. I see that you regained your powers and did not lose the essence of how to fight, but will you be able to perform a feat in which all the people remember you as a hero? Since if you do not do it, everyone will see you as the villain, said Beerus, disappearing from the battlefield, feeling Goku eliminate the subject who was in Universe 7. The Saiyan would quickly teleport, seeing how Beerus was charging a gigantic energy ball. What are you going to do with that power? If you throw it, you will end up with many innocent lives. Don't do it, screamed the Saiyan, trying to stop his rival. but it would be too late since Beerus had thrown that power to the ground. "The train is leaving, Goku. I hope you can do something and the people who admire you so much help you once in a lifetime," said Beerus, leaving that great responsibility to Goku, leaving the place since the fight and doing that great technique had left him quite hurt to continue fighting. The people on Earth would see what seemed to be a great meteor that was approaching them, many resigning to die, while others were in panic. Goku would not back down, expelling his powers to stop the attack with his hands, but as expected, he could not stop it for long, taking it fully, reaching the point of almost impacting the surface, but Goku, still against everything, would not let himself be defeated so easily, since many lives depended on him at that moment.
I will not let this fall to the ground. I promised myself that while I was in my possibilities, I would do everything possible to save, so I cannot go back to my word. I would be saying Goku with many complications. Some people who were close would recognize Goku and would go to help him, knowing that it was something impossible for them, but they wanted to be of help, since they would remember that that subject had arrested the most dangerous looter in the city, and it was the least they could do for him. "Come on, Goku, you can do it. We believe in you. You are the most powerful subject we know," they would be saying, as much as children as adults, supporting Goku at all times. "Guys," said Goku, looking at all those people who trusted him, knowing that he could not be defeated by anything in the world. "Thank you very much for your words," said Goku, increasing his powers, since he would feel the support of everyone on Earth, as in the other universes, leaving the Earth out of danger, impacting that attack on the sun. "I did it," said the Saiyan, returning to his base state, losing consciousness, about to fall to the ground, not without first helping the people to carry it, knowing that he had risked his life for all of them. All and each of them would carry him to put him in a second place, lowering him carefully, since they knew he had made a great effort. He is a young man only. If you ask me, I would never think that he was someone so powerful. I risk his life without a doubt, and that we must always thank him. Goku, after a few seconds, would open his eyes, seeing that many people were around him. "Calm down, everything is fine," said a guy next to his children. "How good that you are a great hero, Goku. Thank you very much for what you did for all of us. If there's something in which we can help you, we will." "Thank you very much for your help. Without you, I would not have achieved it." But happiness would not last long, since Beerus had arrived. "You will not put a single finger on him without going over me," said a man, to which many more muttered the same. "With that I tried to finish with this worm, and the only thing I achieve is that they feel more respect for him, damn it," said Beerus by expelling ki and throwing people to the ground. "Do you want to fight? Let's fight then," said a Goku, quite hurt and tired, putting himself on guard. Beerus would give him a strong blow that would leave him out of combat instantly, falling to the ground the Saiyan, carrying him, taking him to an unknown place. "Now you will see that I can also be a hero, a better one." The Saiyan would have stopped the great attack of the enemy Beerus. All the people were grateful for Goku's great feat, but I would not doubt much because Beerus had arrived again to fight against the Black Peely. "So you want to keep fighting?" Goku said, quite dying since he did not have enough energy, but he was still willing to fight to protect all the innocents. And as expected, Beerus would use his speed, taking Goku by the neck, giving him a strong blow in the stomach, leaving him out of combat, taking the Saiyan, since he wanted to make Goku look bad whatever it was. Some hours would pass in which Goku would have recovered some of his energies. "Wake up, little worm, wake up. You are not dead yet.
only temporarily paralyzed. You are a surprising subject. After everything I made you go through, you did not give up. You know one thing? You and I are not the same. We are not the same. You are a crazy madman, said the Saiyan, standing up with a little difficulty. Well, to each his own. I chose my path, you chose yours. You decided to become a hero. To the people of all the universes, for a moment you seemed fun, but there is something they love more than a hero. See that a hero falls and dies in a feat. Despite everything you have done for them, in the end they will hate you. So why bother? Because it is the right thing. I cannot turn my back on them. It doesn't matter what to sacrifice my life if it's for the good of others. There are thousands of people in the universes, and all those prolific masses exist with the sole purpose of raising the few exceptional people on their shoulders. You and I are exceptional. I could have made you sad like a kakarot, but I want to give you a chance and tell those people that you will no longer be a hero, and you will see how they will react. Imagine what we would do together, what you and I would create, or what we would destroy, and the deaths we would cause innocents, crushing us in one and another selfish battle until we die. Is that what you want, hero? I'm not going to join you. Just come back to finish you off, and don't hurt the people who really want to be better with themselves and their universes. Because why should I join a murderer like you? Did you know that you snapped something like that? Luckily, I was prepared for that answer, said Meridius, going to a nearby place, showing Goku what he seemed to be two prisons where several innocent children were, while at the same time he began to see all that on the screens of the other universes, panicking everyone since they would see that Meridius was the cause of all that. Also seeing Goku, hoping that he could save all those little ones. Make your decision, Goku. If you decide to save one or the other little ones, they will suffer like you have no idea. So choose well what you are going to do, and contemplate how they reward a hero. Wait a moment, we don't have to reach this limit, Goku said, trying to stop the villain. We are what we choose to be. Now decide, Meridius mentioned, releasing said cages, letting the children fall to a safe death in which they would leave no trace. Goku would use all his energies to load the two cages at the same time, being very heavy since they were sealed of ki, being something quite heavy for Goku, besides that the Saiyan was not with his powers to the maximum. The people who were seeing all that and could not do anything were very worried, since they did not know what was going to happen to the children or Goku. Meridius, seeing that he managed to save them, he would get angry and release his powers, loading ki in a fist, going at full speed, impacting Goku in the stomach, releasing the cages for a few seconds, but he would regroup and take them again. I'm fed up, Goku. Everything I do only makes me look ridiculous. You are going to die here right now, Meridius shouting, going at full speed straight to finish off the Saiyan. However, Goku would exceed his limits, accessing the signal, obtaining at times enough energy to put the children safe, not wasting time hitting his rival to leave him out of combat. But he would reach a point where he would lose that state, being quite vulnerable to Meridius.
I don't care if I have to lose my life, but I'm not going to let you get away with yours. Everyone admires you, but not anymore. Meridius shouting, increasing his powers to limits never seen before by Goku, creating a great sphere of energy, as if it were a great Genki Dama, willing Meridius even to destroy the entire universe. The people of the universes would stop seeing the fight, being intrigued by what was going to happen from now on, some waiting for any result. On the other hand, Goku looked that Beerus had entered a state of shock. His gaze was losing, approaching him, giving him a punch, making him come to his senses, seeing that that gigantic ball of energy would not disappear. It can't be. How will I stop that power? I don't have enough energy. Besides, Beerus will want to finish the fight. Turning to see the subject, observing that he was with a confused look. Beerus, okay, you win, but tell me, how do I stop that great amount of energy? Please tell me how. If that explodes, not only will we die, the entire universe will disappear. Son Goku, the hero of all children, said Beerus, a tone or something nice, as if it were another person. Beerus, we have to stop it. What? That can no longer be stopped. It is a great amount of hatred that was released, that you can no longer do anything and wait for what is going to happen. In addition, if I die here, you must also do it, he mentioned as if his hatred was returning again, taking Goku by the neck and beginning to suffocate him. A person told me about responsibilities. Our powers are gifts for the innocent. All this hatred for being someone important to people, they have turned you into someone you are not, a villain. Don't listen to those negative thoughts. But I always dreamed of being someone important to people, and that they saw that I am also someone strong. Sometimes we must be firm to do the right thing, give up what we love most, even our dreams, said Goku with some complications. The words of the Saiyan would make Beerus come to reason, since he looked like a more empathetic face in the face of the situation, releasing Goku, taking the air of the latter. It is true. Let my hatred and envy invade me completely, and look at everything I caused for being someone selfish. But even if I wanted to help you, I cannot disappear it. But perhaps the only way would be to destroy the center from within. Goku, upon hearing that, would stand up, willing to enter the energy ball. But before he left, Beerus would stop him by taking him by the shoulder. Wait a minute. I caused this, so I myself will be the one to stop him, said the subject, increasing his powers, exchanging looks with Goku, being a kind of farewell between both, coming out shot at full speed, entering within his own power. Goku, knowing the danger that ran there, would go for all the children, using teleportation, going with Zeno with the help of the button he had in his pocket. Thank you for this, Beerus, said Goku in his thoughts. I will not be the hero that everyone wants to see. I did bad things, and I must pay for my actions. But thanks to Goku, I understood that as much as one is in complex situations, we can always choose to do what is right. I will not die being a monster, said Beerus, shouting, throwing his most powerful technique against the center of that great energy ball, reducing all its size to a small sphere. But even so, the power of the explosion would be such that it would take Beerus, not leaving a trace of him, stopping to feel his ki. After that great fight, the Saiyan would go to leave the children to their respective homes, which upon reaching the planets, Goku would be applauded by everyone since they would see that he saved them all. But the Saiyan would tell them that he was not alone, and that it was thanks to Beerus that all of them were still alive, since until the end he could claim himself, doing a good deed for everyone. What the subject sought so much, in the end, would have been the acceptance of people, being remembered as one of the great heroes along with the Saiyan Son Goku. Goku would return to his universe, going to the planet of Mr. Beerus, who would talk about what had happened, apologizing to the Saiyans since he had acted in a very silly way. Staying in good terms, he had also earned a great reputation on Earth, being just as popular as the great Mr. Satan. His family was happy, since Goku was someone very important to Earth. A few months would pass in which Goku would have been invited by Zeno to give a speech like this to the people who appreciated it. Everything would go well. until a person would make him a comment. I was surprised. No matter how many times you fell, you always got up. You fought with all your soul. Then I knew that I wanted to be like you. I wanted to be strong like you. These words would excite the Saiyan, since he would realize how important he was to many people, ending this talk with the following words. I don't know what life gives me, but I will never forget these words. A great power entails a great responsibility. This is my gift, my curse. Who am I? I am a Saiyan raised on Earth. I am Son Goku.